Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 71 of the Great Pendragon Pendragon campaign, year 518. At least the start of it. How are y'all doing today?
Doing good. Doing good.
Morning.
It is morning.
It is the afternoon for me, but I am. I will admit I'm a little hungover. I got drinks with a new friend last night, and that was really fun. Talking about gaming. Yeah. He ran Morkboard for his friends, and I was like, "That's awesome. You're in the area. Let's hang out." So, but yeah, first time I went out and met a new friend, socializing since the Panera. You know, it's a weird time.
Even before the Panera, I've never super known how to make friends. As once I left school,
we're forced to be with others.
yeah. I don't exactly have a gregarious temperament.
Yeah. I'm gonna slight psychoanalysis. You have brothers though, right? Jim, do you have a brother? You have siblings?
I have a brother. Yeah.
I only had an older sister who's like 6 years older than me. I had no one I could just default to, and I feel like that helps. That muscle of
I
training.
Do not
I have no one.
default to my brother.
Oh, okay, never mind. So that's no.
We live different lives.
Okay. Never mind then. That theory, garbage. Awesome. So I was doing some research for the session today, and I discovered that Watership Down is not that far away. It's actually in Salisbury. So the idea of playing the Warren while Pendragon is happening is incredibly actually just playing a version of Pendragon where it's loyalty Ausla. That is
You can do the Great Mouse Detective where they have the Sherlock Holmes case in the background you only ever see in shadows. But with the crowning of Arthur is happening in the background as the crowning of Rabbit Arthur.
Yeah. Well, another take of it was literally if in a game of Pendragon you could be Merlin converts the boy king into a rabbit, and it's you're playing exactly big sword in the stone, the fish in the water. Yeah, exactly, right. To learn about sacrifice or
squirrel maiden.
Yeah, exactly. So something like that again would be I don't know. I think there's some kind of magic to that. So if anyone's running Pendragon, think about it. All because I just was looking it up. I was like, wait, I've heard Watership Down. Wait a second. I've heard of this river. And I'm reverse engineer. I'm like, where did I hear about this river? And I'm like, oh shit, it's in Watership Down. Yeah, that's where the fucking what are they called? The Waterford, the river, whatever, the Eastfords,
Waterworks.
Whatever the name of the first colony of rabbits are leaving.
I've never actually read Watership Down.
Only seen it?
Or seen them.
Oh.
Nope. All I know is it's terrifying bloody rabbit death. It's oh, happy rabbit times. Nope, they're killing each other.
It's brutal.
Yeah, I was tricked in after reading a bunch of Redwall and thought I was getting another Redwall. It was not.
It was not. Yeah.
Not a kid's film. Yeah,
it's an informative experience as a child.
Hey, Cormac. Yeah, fantastic. definitely not a kid's film. All right, let's begin. So it is late 517, possibly even early 518 here, because Gorthrin, you're finishing the funereal arrangements for your retinue and everyone like that, right? And my question for you going into this is, do you notice Sweeterun and how off she's been, this winter? She's been trying to talk to you, but doesn't really know how to bring it up. And have you been kind of distracted? Do you think you've been attentive? Do you think you might have found it or no?
I think Gorthrin's probably definitely busy, and especially after Lincoln and sort of recovering from that as well as the move. So he probably is. I imagine he does get caught up in his stuff and just the world around him fades. So it might be a while before Gorthrin notices anything's off.
Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted to know. All right then. Let's talk about Acewin for a second. Acewin, this winter you're probably spending a lot of time with your family, especially your new child, right?
Yes.
Anto was just born. And like, what kind of things do you think you kind of get up to concerning like your love of family? Like, what does your love of family kind of look like?
I think that Acewin has definitely bought into like the knight as not just like the military job, but like as a domestic station.
Yeah.
Like so I think it's a lot of her like sitting with the wife and kids, or like taking them for a ride or something like that. It's not, I don't think that Acewin has like a really developed like love language of some kind.
Yeah.
It's generally like expressed by like, yeah, I'll pay for us to go to Sarum or go to London or what have you. Actually, it's probably.
I'm glad you.
Yeah,
I'm glad you understand my like obtuse questions, because like that's kind of what I was asking. What is your love language? Is sort of the. All right.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, considering who Acewin's wife is, I think it's lavishing, material sense, like making sure that they're taken care of, that they're comfortable, have the nice things in life, and then just kind of like sitting there.
Yeah.
Just being present. I think Acewin doesn't really know what else to do but just literally be present.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it is. Also, terrible parent. What is the name of my new kid?
Ainto? Ainto?
Oh, I do have that written down. Okay, good. Oh yeah, it's right. The new bastard kid, not the trueborn. I was like, why do I not have it written down? They're the mistress's son.
Yeah. Your family is kind of expanding.
Yeah, which is unusual for a winterborn gunnet.
Yeah.
We are not known. We're not like the Chaldertons. We're not known to breed like rabbits.
Nope.
We're usually a one and done family here.
Yeah, devoting all your energy to your heir. Grand. Okay. That's nice. So, okay. Well, the Earl's going to call till basically his council early. So unfortunately, Till's had Gorthrin, and you're going to have to be reporting to Sarum earlier than expected.
Okay.
And you're going to be arriving into sort of the midst of a kind of an ongoing feud, because there is issues at court. Currently, Win-Win of Ebel, her brother, has apparently cheated in a game of dice with Sir Killid of Duplan. And now this, game issue has evolved, because now Duplan is refusing to pay for the cattle that were promised from Ebel, right? And so now all of a sudden they're like, we'll settle the affairs of money when the affairs of honor are taken care of. You know what I mean? And it's very much like, that's what maybe peasants would like hear and think, when really it's just a lot of finger pointing and people yelling and calling each other names, just like everyone else, right?
Yeah.
So that's the debts of coin if you had to be paid here. And it's just like, imagine kind of like walking in to see like Earl just rubbing his brow like this, and Lady Ethelwolf just like scheming as well, and just kind of hearing them kind of going at it. And it's very easily, you kind of get the picture here. And he's just like, I need these people to work together. This is so stupid. And he's like, I need this to stop.
He's lost control of the court.
Privately, if there was a point, and I'll let you get in, you can talk to the Earl as well. But privately, I'm sure Lady Ethelwolf would also like basically want to solve this rather directly, if she can like kind of work around her husband, or basically like, look, just just get this guy, this brother, this Kilwyd, and this other guy, this Bronwyn, like just get them in a room, and either they're gonna fight, they're gonna talk, or they're gonna fuck it out. And like we're not opening the door until they fixed it, right? Like this is getting out of hand now. Now that like debts and like money and things are like come on, fix it. So, and
they're acting like children.
Yeah, very much so. Entitled babies is exactly what the current stock of the leadership of the barons, I guess, of the Earl, under the Earl, is what's going on.
Yeah.
The Castellans.
So is anyone saying anything or doing anything? Like, is it just like this simmering, like, contention that's going on? Or,
it's constant sniping. Like, you can kind of imagine that this is actually more like just like council meeting of like, we're collecting taxes and stuff like that, and just making sure everything's going out right. Like, you know, what did you have last year? You know, the same stuff. Like, he's basically, the Earl's doing his winter phase right now, and like ran into this justice event. It's basically like what he's doing right now, right? But rather than like peasants, it's the you know, his vassals that are the problems.
Gotcha.
And so he's basically summoned you to help him out to fix this and see what you can do, because he likes you. In fact, you probably catch him as he's like clearly has been sleeping well. He's like bobbing his little kid on his knee, right? But his name's Gorthrin, by the way, his little baby. Right, and like you can imagine Gorthrin's like probably playing with like, you know, one of those little like gesture heads like on a stick.
All right, so Gorthrin's coming in. There's you know, got some gridlock going on in the council.
I
think Gorthrin's first thing he's going to do is like, is there anyone else who seems equally fed up? And like, you know, is this a matter of like the two biggest kind of prima donnas are just like taking up all the oxygen out of the room and nobody's saying anything? Like, or is everybody just used to this by now?
They're kind of. I'm glad you asked, because there's some others, like there's Gwerfilling of Vagon, who is kind of just enjoying and sort of egging them on. And just not helping at all. No, in fact, they kind of just went full troll and just like, or just kind of going into it.
I like that dude.
I think at some point then, like if like business is at a standstill and there's like things we have to get to, like, you know, this year's muster or whatever, you know. I think Gorthrin might just hype up at you know, at some point, and just referencing Duplain and Ebel, like, why don't you just settle this now so that we can all get over it? You don't have to have this, listen to this anymore.
And
and just like calling out, like, solve this, like this has to, you know, resolve this.
Okay.
Whatever it is they need to do.
Is your intentional strategy to make them both make you their enemy so they kind of cooperate? Or is that just going to be a possible unintentional side?
I mean, that's not Gorthrin's intent.
But okay, I wasn't sure if that was your strategy or not. Okay,
no, he's more just like he's just going to express what it seems though, you know, the mood of everybody else is, you know, just going to say what everybody's thinking kind of moments, you know.
It's like, God, can you just solve this thing? Yeah, right. All right. So imagine you're looking over like the books and you outcry it. I'm trying to think of the role for this, because I don't know if this is actually you know, it's not courtesy.
He's not trying to be. I was thinking
it's
about
not intrigue.
Because he's not trying to be provocative or anything. It's like, if anything, he's trying to like, listen, if there is a demand if honor needs to be satisfied, then go and satisfy it. Don't keep this hanging around anymore. Is what he's trying to get at.
Yeah. All right. Appeal to their honor. Test. Make an honor test for me. Otherwise, I would ask for appearance. It's sort of like can you control them to get to what you want as a test?
Yeah. This feels like when two dogs on leashes are barking at one another, and it's like, just let them off the leash. They don't actually want to fight.
Keeping them separated is only prolonging this.
Exactly. Awesome. All right, so that's a 7. Yeah. So after describing that kind of thing, unfortunately for you, the lady's also of the same mind. So other people kind of speak up as you kind of do this brave take of like truly speaking up first. Um, uh, and so it kind of works out, and they kind of diffuse themselves, and they do agree that they're going to actually like pay the money, but this honor thing isn't going to be exactly resolved yet. They're going to deal with it later.
Yeah. I mean, this honor's important. They can't let this hang over themselves.
Yeah.
They gotta resolve it.
Now the real reason though, the earls brought you in here, and is when they finally things get through that an envoy from Silchester comes over and delivers some pretty bad reporting. Well, obviously you were over in Lincoln, like you went over, you went past Levcomagus, like you were doing some raiding, like you personally have, or sorry, actually, not technically you don't, but us as players know what's going on there. But now you're hearing increasing reports, very disturbing reports, that the Saxons are moving, that Silchester is currently under attack by a Saxon host. Very early, as soon as basically it started to thaw, Saxons were on the move. They're asking for help and reinforcements and like getting word to Arthur. And so everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? And the question of what everyone's asking right now around court is, what is Wessex doing? Right? Because they're Saxons. Obviously they're the most assimilated. They've bent the knee. But they're also the ones you fought, right? Your wife is one. Hell, even Ethelwulf is Wessex.
Yeah,
but like
these are they're the ones that we had like all those intermarriages with.
And but the question is that you've been getting like the envoys have said that the Saxons have sent envoys to Wessex. That's all they've said. They don't know. Like they saw people going south that way. We don't know what to think. We don't know what it's going to do. Is Salisbury to be attacked again? What's going on? And that's what there's this fear happening where so the council's kind of being divided of like, should we be safe? Should we send someone down there? No, like we honor them. Like they bent the knee to Arthur. They believe in him as well. We should trust them. It's not worth it. We should keep all our men here, kind of thing, right? And so I kind of want to get your thoughts on this on the council of where you want to do it. The Earl's just like
doesn't know what to do. Yeah. If we send people to
they're
Silchester,
good people.
Then we leave the back door open if the Wessex aren't trustworthy.
And what do you think the Earl's opinion where he comes down is like, what do you think? What if he's afraid that if we send an Earl just to get as like a trust, like as a welfare check on them, that they're gonna get insulted?
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not worth the risk of the honor. Like, what would you do? Like, he's just asking, like, what do you, like, we can't even agree over a game of dice, and we're almost going to stab each other. What are you going to do when you deliberately go up to somebody like, you still like the king? You're not going to betray, right? Like that, even insinuating that question will absolutely draw swords. And that's where the Earl's at. He's like, but it's also like, what? This is a big trust.
It's a rock and a hard place. Yeah.
And so what do you want to do, council? Yeah.
Need more certainty then, my lord. Silchester must be bolstered. Otherwise, as soon as they fall, they will be on our doorstep. And our strength, we should lend our strength to them because they have lent it to us in our time of need.
Aye.
But I understand the position of the Wessex. It would permit me to travel to Wessex and gauge the feeling of loyalty to our king.
No.
I have a manor there, I have family there. It would not be untoward for me to see riding through the lands, and whoever I talk to is incidental. Makes no statement on you or the court what I do in that land. So Arthur's proposing that he go as not like an official representative of the Earl, but like Sveder and his family there. He technically has a manor on the Isle of Wight. Like there's plausible reasons why he would be riding around through Essex, and he can just sort of get a feel for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Are they like getting all their freedmen in ready to march or what?
Actually, yeah. You actually have a pretty good cover story based on all that stuff, and you have Sir Bassa's like body and family and remains. And so like there's not a bad reason to like that would actually you were uniquely suited. And I think you argued your case. I don't think a roll is necessary here, but I think you should check What would be like the smart political choice here? Suggesting that probably intrigue.
Yeah, intrigue.
Yeah, check intrigue for having like the right answer. I think that makes a lot of sense. So you have solved you have slashed through the Gordian knot of the politics for the Earl. And again, he's like the Earl. The Earl's really taking a liking to you for this. The rest of the group here, the cool kids table is also giving you eyes. Like, well, Gordon.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't mess it up. Yeah. Right.
Mr. Tryhard over here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, that's great. He'll make arrangements and try to be back by Easter.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. And I think there's a little bit of a cynical take as you're kind of like getting the agreement here, where worst case scenario, if Silchester falls, and it would only be Duplain and the Bourne whatever going to be the ones mostly attacked. So you'll be okay over in Tilshead now. Kind of like giving you a little joke of
now that I've moved.
Yeah. And you see that there's more than a little kind of disdain for the sort of union of the Bourne, that you're all just kind of like, that's cute. It's very patronizing.
Yeah.
Right?
Meanwhile,
you don't have
anything done because of gambling debt.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. So. No, I think Gorthman's like, they can hurl their insults and barbs. Like it's indicative of probably how they feel or their true feelings of it. But my impression of a lot of Castellans is that they're fairly old, fairly long in the tooth. They've been around for a while.
No, it's the opposite. So, these guys are all young. Okay. They're all super young and grew up not knowing the pangs of what it meant to be hungry.
Gotcha. Okay.
They took over for all the old guys.
Yeah, the old fucking like hard good dudes are dead. This is the younger stock that are all conniving.
Hate to see it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then Gorthman would make preparations for a trip.
Absolutely. Okay, cool. You could bring a retinue or of any people you want. Awesome. Your wife would love to go with you.
I think the whole family's gonna go. Like it's a trip.
Yep. Yeah, cool.
And especially if he brings a family, it's more plausible that he's not there like as a spy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's the perfect cover for a spy too. I love that you're like, oh, this is actually awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Cool. All right then. Acewin, is there anything you want to be doing in the spring before Easter? Talk about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes. I had that long-term project and ambition to like beef up Winterborn Gunnet's defenses to an unreasonable, dangerously, like toe in the line.
Yes.
Level.
So you wanted to bring the Earl involved. So it's not because remember, wasn't that the case? You were because you need the stonemasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would not be out of the question that you would like be kind of ready to go into the like you arrive early, way before, kind of like when Gorthorn arrives, in Sarum, and there's a chance you like, what are you doing here? As you're like walking each other like through the court, kind of like McNulty and Stringer Bell like passing, and like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So so Gorthorn's getting ready to pack up the stuff, and then in comes Acewin to the same office room to petition basically the court and stuff for stonemasons to build these fortifications. And you can see there's a lot of battle plans and there's pretty grave faces on folks' stuff, but again, little baby Godwin on the Earl's knee as this is happening. What can I do you for?
My lord, I was hoping to speak with you about the improvement of the manor with which I've been enfeoffed.
Right. Laverstock, right?
Winterborn Gunnet.
Gunnet. Right. Sorry. Gunnet. Winterborn.
Yeah.
Sorry, Acewin. Continue.
We are situated halfway.
He tries to make up for it by interrupting you and telling you your own stuff that he knows who you are.
Acewin's just shredded, Yep.
Okay.
My manor is situated halfway down the Bourne between
No.
2 main roads towards Sarum.
Mm-hmm.
And every day we hear reports coming out of Silchester of the growing Saxon threat. I believe it would be to the benefit of the county of Salisbury to erect walls around Gunnet and its crossing of the river, which we have protected since my father's father.
I feel like the Earl's definitely considering this, but I definitely think like Gorfling and stuff, especially like Duplan, is very much well, you can always just come by our castle and bring everyone over to Duplan. You don't need any assistance. But the Earl's like, no, he's right, but the reports are worse than even what you probably have heard. Acewind is very bleak. Silchester is, I don't know the last time you were in Silchester, but the Saxons have pushed further east or further west than even the they name off like a river.
So that's a yes on the stonemasons.
I'm afraid that we may not have the year. It would be up to whatever Arthur says. He's kind of like saying a tentative yes, that you can have it, but as long as Arthur doesn't call us up, you're fine.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So.
All right,
you have it for now. Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pay overtime to get him to build as quick as possible before I get a no. I got the yes. I'm just as fast as possible.
Got it, and leave. Don't stick. Exactly. Don't linger anymore. So you get you're gonna get the yes from them only because I pre-rolled it and stuff, and like it turns out everyone else is already kind of like situated good defenses. That the stonemasons were available. It's like there's like a 30% chance stonemasons are available. I was like, yeah, okay, there
nice.
You go. All right, you got them.
Awesome.
You can get your castle set up. The main road through to Amesbury and to the south. Absolutely. Hell yeah, cool. So that works for me. So let's talk about King Godwin of Wessex. Right, because you're going to their court, effectively, right? Now, are you going to? You probably do have to go to their court and like say hi and just especially what's this knightly family doing down here? With your exactly, right? So you have to treat with some of the lords around here. And
he's bringing gifts. He's the whole he's come prepared to do it proper.
Absolutely cool. Can you just give me a quick hospitality? And this is sort of the montage of treating everybody. Basically, you're kind of on a deadline of making sure you don't linger, right? But the thing about being a hospital host is like, no, stay for the weekend, stay longer. You know what I mean? And being able to say no, is the trick. All right.
Yeah. He's got some good excuses lined up.
And the good thing here is that everyone you've been talking to here has been in high spirits. Like you pass by like a Sir Conehelm of something wood down here, and he's talking about how good the hunting is, and this year's gonna be grand and all that kind of stuff. And,
I'll make time for some hunting.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I got some falcons out. We can right. And
one excuse to sink points into falconry.
Right. So yeah, they're talking about some stuff, and maybe like during like the little montagey hunting trip that you're on with them and stuff. That's when he tells you that like you're the first visitors from Salisbury we've had, but we've had others.
Oh. Yeah. Anyone worth mentioning?
Yeah, an Atheling from the Anglians.
Yeah.
Down in Kent.
Excellent.
They came here in the dead of cold. News for the king. They didn't say anything else, and it's the Godwin's prerogative to share stuff with me. But like this guy's the same level as you, right? But he's on kind of like he doesn't have the same kind of privy and access. So he's like, I don't know what they were talking about.
Sure, yeah. There's just like other quote unquote Saxons seen
right. This guy's a 9-to-5er. He's out at 5. He's not he just does his job, and he's not here to make friends. He just kind of living his life. Just an outside Vavasor knight kind of guy. And so you're hearing about this stuff, and he's like, yeah, but apparently some serious news is going down.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Gorthrin's going to play it off as like, yeah, they sure, like not like feels threatened by them. All the raids are happening in Silchester. That's somebody else's problem. Just, I think Gorthrin's going to be more like, I can't wait for them to open London back up. Honestly, I hope that's what this is about.
Absolutely. I can't imagine the Saxons wanting to go to war right now after last year.
Yeah, seems like
right?
Sooner that everyone learns to share the islands and get along, the better. That's sort of his. Gorthrin's been making like a real concerted effort over the last few years to like learn to live with these people who clearly aren't leaving.
Yeah.
Right. And like, especially for the Wessex Saxons, like if they're willing to adopt Cymric customs and things like that, then
that's exactly
why make it difficult for them?
Yeah. Exactly. And he's like, you guys kicked Cheldric, like Arthur kicked Cheldric's ass, right? Like that's what you did last year. They got sent home to the continent. Like I don't know why there's so much fighting here. Like they know that Arthur, like they're bucking. Like it's nothing to be serious about. It's just posturing.
Certainly. What are they going to lay down their arms without a fight?
Yeah.
No.
And Arthur has a couple hundred kind of high hostages. Like no one's going to war. So he's like, this is going to be overblown. And stuff like that. Well, you're hearing the reports that Silchester is really fucked up. It's bad.
Sure,
they're being serious. And he's like, it's not going to be that bad. Right. So like that.
Yeah. I mean, what does Wessex know?
Yeah.
They're a long way away.
They're a long way away. But so like a lot of people are but everyone's talking about the Saxons and whether or not what's going to happen to them that is the du jour of the time right
now. Okay.
But anyways,
Gorthrin just goes along, gives little gifts, hunts, falcons, whatever. Yeah.
So awesome. So quick.
Are these checks, by the way?
I need test hunting.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
All right. So unfortunately, no. If you would have passed your hunting, I would have given you the check here. But
okay. I meant for like hospitality.
Oh yeah. For hospitality, no. That's just sort of just like the steady state of how people are handling, and you're gonna get there in time. But yeah, you're still in control. Time's not a factor.
Yeah.
You're gonna reach the court, and that's kind of where we're gonna quick cut to. King Godwin's court, again, very busy. Very different than the way the Earl runs his court. Like the Earl keeps things very shared with his council and stuff like that. And you can see like Godwin, who is young. Remember, he's a Curdick's basically like youngest brother. So like really young. And he has kind of taken it on himself to kind of just be the end all be all, and answer to everybody.
So he doesn't rely on his counselors much.
Correct. Because he's a kid and he thinks he knows everything there is to know about ruling. Right. He's literally 17.
Mm-hmm. He's going with the Frankish model.
Yeah, exactly. It's what his ancestors would do.
Yeah.
Before they crossed over. Right. So he wants to ask you about what do you think of King Claudius? So tell me, what do you think of King Claudius? He's the guy to this. Remember, he's on the main continent. He's the dude. You keep hearing about. Yeah.
The guy, the Frankish king that converts to Catholicism.
Yeah, exactly. That guy.
Yeah. The first Merovingian.
Yeah, and so those conversations keep going through with this whole time. And so he's asking because he's like reading these reports, all that stuff. And it's like, you think he's ever going to stop fighting? You think he's ever going to lose?
I don't think until all of Gaul is his will he stop fighting. Why would he?
Exactly.
Claim it all.
Just like our king, right?
Certainly. Just like ours.
Yeah.
We are the true heirs to Rome in that sense. And our civilization is, they'll just, chat it up. And, yeah.
Are you keeping it deliberately vague?
He's keeping it vague
like
and casual. He's not like, Gorthrin doesn't have, I don't think Gorthrin has much to hide other than like, he is honestly looking to see what they think. But he's not like, Gorthrin's not over here going like, well, what do they think so that we can betray them, or it's more just like, you're our neighbors, we want to know what you think, if it comes to it.
Well, I'm so glad though. Well, I'm glad you want to hear my thoughts, and I'm so glad you can make the trip down here. I know, you've been enfeoffed with the manor down here, and it's so nice that you could like actually visit, properly, and like address your lord down here properly. But we understand how busy things can be.
It has been some time since I've been able to make the trip, and I look forward to it.
Good. Your earl hasn't made the trip down here to congratulate my ascendancy or anything, though. I'm sure he's very busy too.
Indeed, the king keeps him quite busy these days. Yes,
I can imagine. That round table seems really interesting.
Indeed,
I was thinking about making one myself. What do you think? It could kind of go, he's like describing, it could kind of go here.
Yeah. I think the perfect place for it, the symbolism and the opportunity and yada,
yeah, right.
Gorthrin,
You were sweet talking him and telling him exactly what he wants to hear, which is exactly what he wants to hear. So you're being good to him.
17-year-old king, it's nothing but yeses. Nothing but affirmations.
Okay. You get it. Yeah. Oh, of course, make it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your boots taste wonderful today, my lord.
It's great. Love it.
I love to
taste it.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Cool. So he's in a generous mood. So tell me, I'm feeling generous today. What can King Godwin of Wessex do for you?
Quite truthfully, you are already granting my wish. I wish to visit my neighbors, get to know them better, see them, let my wife reunite with her family, and it has been too long since we have paid each other the courtesy of a kindly visit. If you would have me at your table while you feast, that will be all that I require.
It's like, feast? Okay. You're saying the right words to a 17-year-old again. And
yeah.
Yep.
Brooklyn's just like, show me a good time.
Yeah.
Party me up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you want to use the party as sort of like the inroads to what's actually going on?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. So like we can
get
like
everybody nice and drunk so that they start talking.
So like cut to the party where people are talking and stuff like that. And again, are you going to try to like eavesdrop or like interrogate people? And you're sitting at the high table with the Lord because it's kind of in your honor a little bit.
Yeah.
And like what
definitely eavesdropping, and we'll try to keep the conversation on matters of like what the Angles are doing, what the Saxons are doing, matters like that. Like it's what Gorthrin's interested in, it's what he knows, but he's also not like he's not gonna pry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the deal. He's not gonna be like, oh well, so where is everyone, or why isn't so and so here? Are they arming? Not like that, but he'll keep it going if they bring it up.
Yeah. Well, you learn from the talks that here's the big news. This is the big wallop that you're going to hear. That the Angles did come down here, and that's because Cheldric's army arrived to the Angles and did not get yeeted back to the continent. He reneged on his promise to King Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
Wessex, we treated the you're way better drinker, Gorthrin, than the Angles, as you put several things back, and this is why we love our boy king. They chided him so much despite all of their losses. They apparently have a new Brett Walda stirring, apparently one who can unite all of them. They asked us to unite, but said no, thank you. We already have a king.
Indeed. So let me make sure I understand this right. The last year we at the Battle Ling, we defeat them. They're going to go back to the continent, and then instead of going there, they stopped at the coast. They're camped out somewhere.
So the battle of Lincoln. What happened? Yeah, that was last year, 517. The Battle of Lincoln was basically the main attack against the force that you tried to siege from Abercurum, even the couple years before that.
Yeah.
Right. You finally caught them. You beat them. You beat them handedly. You pursue them further north, and that's when Arthur and everyone finally captures these guys, and they're like, "Get the fuck off of Europe. or out of England, right? Go back to Europe. Just go yeet back. And they're like, absolutely, my king. You're awesome. You're so generous. Absolutely. Keep some hostages. That's fine. Bye. We're out of here. We're never coming back. And Arthur's like, hell yeah. Fucking done it. And now, this is the first time you're hearing the news that they did not go to the continent. They just kind of went off the coast and kind of went back down and kind of just snuck back in.
There's lots of places they could land down south.
Yeah. And
so they're in Kent now?
Correct. Which is the very, very southern part of Sussex.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, good news to hear that Wessex has stayed sided with Arthur. I mean,
it was never in doubt. That's what
that's and like, why would it be? All they would do is reveal themselves to be utterly duplicitous, and no one could trust them. No. So, in that case, Gorthrin, whatever last bit of guard he had that was keeping up, he goes all in on the party. He's among friends, and he will act as such.
Yeah, you definitely earn a reduction in your hatred of Saxons.
Nice. It's down to 5 now.
Yeah. Actually, let me ask you that, because you learn that the Saxons are duplicitous like the army does, but you also know that these guys aren't. And maybe you learn that Saxons aren't just one united group and that they contain multitudes.
I think that's what Gorthrin ultimately starts, really coming to appreciate, is that they're no more united and monolithic than Logris is.
Yeah.
You're
talking about Cornwall and all the shit Cornwall's been up to. Yeah, exactly, right. It's the same stuff.
Yeah. I think Gorthrin really starts appreciating it in his speech of naming them by tribe and allegiance, as opposed to just the Saxons. Wonderful. They're the Angles, they're they're Wessex, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Then we were able to return. So you're able to return back to Salisbury in time for the Easter feast. And Colin, thanks so much for being a sport as we're vibing in the court of King Godwin.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
I know. It's sometimes it's it's a huge spotlight on him, so I appreciate it. That's all.
I'm worst case scenario, I'm part of the audience.
Yeah. I know, it's
people
not...
show up every week to hear this shit, so why wouldn't I enjoy it?
True. Okay. All right then. Let's get ready for the feasts. We're doing the Easter time. Let me get you all over to the board. Move the game screen over. Yeah, back in Sarm. You're enjoying the great goodies. Let's see what the feast table is. Codtails, peacock, redressed in its feathers, and roasted pigeon. Yummy.
Living all out.
Thanks, y'all.
Where do you even get a peacock? 518.
Gifts from Claudius, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. Byzantium.
Yeah. That makes sense, actually. They're probably from Byzantium. What's his name? The beautiful dude, the handsome.
Yeah.
Sagramore, the handsome, I think is actually his name.
Yeah.
The guy that you all ran on the street on Zoin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember now.
Yeah. He joined the round table. Did you know that?
Everybody's trying.
I don't think you specifically mentioned that.
Okay. Well, it was never in doubt. You all would know that that dude's joining the table.
He seemed like he was.
He's an 11. Yeah, he's an 11 out of 10. He's basically was entitled to it, before anyone else had a chance.
I see it as everyone that joins the round table. It's the first astronauts were just who are they? What do we know about them? How amazing are they? Look at how awesome these people are.
I actually extremely appreciate that idea of, yes, it is very much like Excalibur glows, it is the right stuff. It's just the men with the right stuff is very much the who first joins it.
These are our paragons of the people that we're to model our own behavior and lifestyle on.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, they're truly movers and shakers, and it almost is it's probably, I don't know, Gorthrin's, you're probably a little disheartened that maybe your name has been floated and recommended, but it's never been the right time or stuff
I think Gorthrin is a bit, if only because he's fought alongside Arthur.
Yeah,
I think if it weren't for that thing, I think Gorthrin would be oh yeah, totally understandable. Gorthrin's we were there. He's not going to bring it up or press the issue, but there's a part of Gorthrin that's what's a guy got to do?
Yeah. No, exactly. We'll see. Let's do this feast.
I know that there's a way, like, for our characters to get on it. I'm assuming the requirements to get on the round table are ridiculous.
Yeah,
as they should be.
Yeah, it's a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah.
Okay. You all gonna do your spending money, or?
I think Acewin fired Ethelred last year, right?
True.
I think I'm using my own fashion, which is only 3 points lower than my fucking tailor's was.
Yep.
Look at that. Acewin dressed herself better than Ethelred has for the past 2 years. And what's the max that we can spend on, like, the jewelry bonus?
I don't know.
I thought it was up to 3. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that means I'm at a +4 modifier in toto.
Nice.
Yeah. Success.
Good. Awesome. Near the salt. All are doing well. Okay. Gorthrin, I believe you have the highest glory, so you get the first go.
He's got flirt. He's got flirt. Any visitors in town?
Yeah. It's actually going to be. Let me roll. See who it is, but there's definitely going to be some people from the round table. That's going to be actually a D30. So those are the ones I have on my list.
Just to say he'll
Yeah.
flirt with one of their wives or something. Show, just to welcome them, charm them. Not like to get them in the sack, but like,
Sure.
See how this goes.
Oh, it's Sir K.
Hey, Sir K.
Oh,
He's come down.
critical for flirting. Love that.
Ooh.
Yeah, there we go. That's some extra. I think an extra geniality.
Yeah. That's incredible. Okay. So flirting with Sir K, and like his retinue and his spouse and stuff. Here's what you're gonna.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great guy. Sir K is telling you how Arthur is really distraught over like this news here, and it's basically Sir K has personally come here to like oversee what's going on, and it's going to be riding out to Silchester and get eyes. He is the designated like eyes and ears for Arthur on this.
Does Sir K know about the angles in Kent?
No. In fact, you get to be the cool guy who gets to tell him.
Yeah, Gorthrin will. If it becomes apparent that like it doesn't seem like the king or Sir K know that the Angles didn't abide by their agreement, then Gorthrin's gonna be like,
You have to understand, like, non-abiding to this agreement is unheard of. Like, that is not something you do. You know what I mean? Like this is a war crime in a way that like war crimes never didn't exist yet. Like the idea of lying.
Yeah. What else do you have other than your word?
Yeah.
Nobody can trust these Angles anymore.
Yeah.
Their leaders, at least,
And the impact of this, and it'd be completely valid for Arthur, is he can kill a bunch of hostages. Again, he has a couple hundred like princes and stuff like hanging out.
Right.
Like that's why you don't do it. So the idea of this, it means that they're forfeit.
Yeah, it's like, do they not value the lives of the people they gave up as hostages?
Yeah.
Do they not? That's insane.
Yeah, and so he's like, are you sure? Are you certain? Have you seen them?
I've not seen them, but everyone in Wessex was talking about it, including King Godwin.
That's an honorable man. I have no reason to lie.
They'll maintain faith with Arthur, yes. There were Angles abroad on their roads in winter.
Well, I still have to see it for myself.
Rick Waldo.
I still have to see it for myself.
Yeah, he'll tell him everything he knows.
Orpheus, yeah. But Orpheus did fail to meet us earlier. So, thank you. Yeah. To Jesus, and like obviously it's Easter and stuff like that, but it's bad. This is a bad sign.
Bad sign, yeah.
He's getting. We had an envoy coming in, and he also shared an envoy coming in from King Ban and King Boris. Apparently, King Claudius is kicking their ass, and now we might have been on ships this year, but now with these Saxons, who knows?
Set by enemies. Well, plenty of opportunity for glory in the field. Then,
I mean, he reminds you of the I forget which battle it was. It was like 512 or something like that.
Yeah.
The battle where it was like the Boy King March with Carland and stuff like that, right? When when King Ban and King Boris like basically helped save the day. They're like the reinforcement that y'all desperately needed. And now they're calling for Arthur, and Arthur's like, hell yeah, fucking let's go. And now but now apparently the Saxons have lied. And now he's like, oh no,
if we leave, it'll be bad. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like, oh man, this year has precipitously gone downhill from like this will be a chill time. Saxons are bucking it to like, oh no. These are storm clouds. This is not cloudy weather. This is storm weather. Things are very bad.
This feels like one of the first like real tests of the new Logris, as like because this is not an internal thing. I mean, this is like how are we going to deal with these diplomatic crises?
Yeah. Arthur's been tested many a time, but I don't think he's been tested this bad.
There's not really enough, like Arthur's armed forces aren't enough to split like an expeditionary force and a home guard kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah,
no.
Thinking about it, like all of Arthur's tests up to this point have been street military tests, right? Can I beat this person in battle? But this is a diplomatic test. There's a choice that needs to be made here, and it has nothing to do with how good a fighter you are or how strong your armies are.
Yeah, we're gonna have to tell somebody that we want to say yes to no.
Yeah, right. It's like writing how do you defeat Superman, right? Yeah. It's like it just can't be everywhere at once. So like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So how do you triage? And like that's exactly the test for Arthur. And like Sir Kay sees this, right? Like again, he raised him. Like he says that he can't be Arthur, but like he understands what the trouble that he wears upon his brow. Yeah, and it's like, fuck, poor kid. And haven't seen Merlin around. That's who he always relies on.
Merlin seems to come and go.
I was gonna say it goes wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Just like so far he stayed out of my life.
Regardless, yeah. So he's gonna. So Sir Case just looks at you though. It's like regardless, like we're gonna definitely see each other again soon. Right. So let's just enjoy what we can and give thanks to the Lord while we can.
All right, let's do it.
Nice.
Drink while we can.
Indeed. Feast and be merry. While there's still things to be merry for.
Yeah. So matters turn from matters of state to matters of flirting, and he just helps him out. Yeah, charms him.
Yeah. No, he's incredibly charmed by you. You have a charming appearance. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I kind of love these cards for Acewin. I always like whenever I get a host card, I like to look at the other cards as like what they would have done if the host didn't like wrap them. And what's the first one but finding a new fucking tail?
Yeah.
So
incredible.
I'd like to roll to see how good a tailor Acewin missed out on because the host came by to talk to her.
Because they're Earl.
Yeah. 6 plus
4? I think it's plus 4.
4, 10. Okay, so I didn't super miss out on a good tailor, but
they're just as good as you.
We have to open London back up just for the sense of our fashion.
Yeah, this. I love this because this is not a problem Acewin wants, and it can't seem to solve it. Like Acewin does not want to have to fucking think about this, but it feels like every year there's something to do with the fashion or the tailoring.
Yeah.
Like, she's just like, just give me a goddamn sword fight.
Why do you keep... Why is this still a problem? I just don't want to deal with this. Why can't I? I can't even throw money and fix it.
No, there's not enough crushed velvet in the country.
Amazing.
So, I gotta look at
the Earl.
Strongest passion.
Yeah. The Earl's gonna question your strongest passion.
Love of family. Love of family, hands down.
Awesome.
Yeah. Which,
so he asked you how the stonemasons are getting along and stuff like that, right? And, yeah, right? And wants to know how your family's doing.
Yeah, I'll launch into that. Yeah, Acewin is,
You know what it is? I know I this is completely like, let's go directly right back to the first question I asked you today, right? He kind of asked you, how do you find your love language? You know, in less, you know, in fewer words. You know, ultimately, he's like, I've been feeling like I could do more. Kids, man. Just looking at these kids, just realizing that.
My liege, I'm called away to war, to matters of court, to patrolling the countryside. And so most frequently, if I am home, I am home. I make myself available to them. I need not do anything. They have their own lives, their own obligations. But to share in the mere presence.
For Acewin of Winterborn Gunnet, like he remembers again, like pointing out, we remain. For me to walk the corridors of my home, walk through Salisbury, it takes me a quarter of the year. It takes me over 90 days. I am traveling between everyone. I can't be everywhere. I can't make myself available to everyone when I can. To make myself available to my wife means I'm not available to my Castellans. I mean, to be, I don't know, I haven't walked the Collings Woods since I was 6. How does one find free time? How do you make time?
Trust. I must upkeep Herodotus and my horses, look over the manorial herd. And yet, I have a hostler. It is my duty to dispense justice amongst the peasants. And yet I have a bailiff. Sometimes one must accept the delegation that you've given and trust that. I know one of your Castellans very well. If you're going to trust them to do as they need, then why are they your Castellan?
Swirls his glass. Thinks about what you have to say. Doesn't give you an answer because that's just a good end of the scene.
Yeah.
Sick.
I like the glimpses of the Earl trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But still showing that like painful naivete.
Yeah, just
like,
how does one do a thing?
Yeah. How do I make time? I'm such a busy Earl. You're not that busy because you're not that good an Earl.
You know what you do.
I hear stories, man. Like, fuck on.
Homie spent his whole life like running Sarum. You know what I mean? Like doing the accounting and all that kind of stuff. He's like never had to go out of Sarum. Yeah. And now all of a sudden he's been through fate. He's been thrust as the Earl of this entire place. Just a very different world. So he's like, he can entertain people and do stuff, but like he can't. Yeah, he doesn't know how. He doesn't have the right balance. He still hasn't found that right. He hasn't found his footing. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I think that kind of loops into the theme of the year of like, yeah, he's like, how do I find time? It's like you cut time somewhere else.
Yeah,
like that there's no way around that. And it's just like, do you trust, for example, the Castellans to do their fucking job?
And as we saw from court, probably not. But
yeah, that's the part Acewind doesn't super know. Like,
yeah,
his old Acewind only knows the one competent.
Yeah. And that's why he doesn't. And I love that you only know the competent ones, so you assume that the rest of them are just as well.
Yeah.
And obviously, the Ertle's not going to talk bad about his Castellans to you. Like, that's just not going to be helpful. So
I'll wait for Erwin to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't go down that bad. But yeah, exactly. You got it. Perfect. All right, let's talk about your cards, Corthin.
Oh, let's see. We've got hold on. Wallflower. You notice a shy young lady sitting alone. That's a crit that could potentially end up in a duel, I think. And let's see. A show of strength. Another knight challenges you to a contest of strength. That's kind of fun.
Sir K?
Sir K, potentially, yeah. Ooh, that'd be fun. You impress the other guests with your consummate knowledge. This is a keep card. Right?
Talk about Saxons or something like that. It could be anything. But yeah,
it could be anything.
Hunting.
And then,
oh wow, a man for all seasons. That is an interesting card.
Yeah.
And then lost child. Child tugs at your clothes and implores you to help in finding his or her parents. So like, I kind of like the middle two, even though they don't, even though they're not like, they don't give me an immediate geniality, but like,
what does the timer mean? The bottom of the card.
Consequence. You may leave the feast. I think.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Miss
Miss the next. You missed the round.
Yeah. Miss the next round.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And then the gauntlet is keeper.
Yeah.
It's not the crossed swords. So yeah, I don't know. Like Wallflower. Yeah, I don't see. I've already had a flirting thing. I'd like to do something different, but I also like show of strength. Because Gorthrin's kind of strong.
Yeah,
I like this as like the two competing sort of urges of Erwin. Like old Erwin, arm wrestle. Fuck yeah, let's just arm wrestle.
Yeah.
Castellan Erwin maybe needs to like branch out and do some schmoozing and like try and get a feel for the room and like which one wins out, Jim?
Which one's gonna win out? Yeah. Okay.
Castellan Duplan, please report to the lost child area. Castellan Duplan.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with show of strength.
Conehelm
I'm looking at a man for all seasons, and I just can't quite parse it. Like, keep this card whenever you roll a critical success or you check a skill or trait. Place a knowledge counter on this card, and then when you depart the feast, gain +2 geniality for each knowledge counter.
Yeah, and this is sort of just you continually like you've been talking to Sir K like for the whole like start of it, and now like you've started to develop a you know what I mean like that accretion of people like listening to your all's conversations as hanging on and something like that.
Right.
And
it's an incentive to like try different skill checks and stuff rather than like drawing cards. Like okay, I'm going to intrigue. Okay, I'm going to flirt. Okay, I'm going to gamble because all those are ways to get checks.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is it gets a way for you to get more out of your gambling, your gaming, and
It's literally like the circuit of the room.
Yeah.
Like, you're not hovering in one area for too long.
Yeah. I mean, good for
the circuit or all seasons, perhaps.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah.
Every station.
Okay.
All right. I do think though we're only going one more round, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with show of strength.
Okay. Yeah. Let's arm wrestle Sir K.
Let's arm wrestle.
All right. Determine the knight's strength. 3d6 + 3. He's Sir K, so I'm gonna roll 46. Drop the lowest. Okay.
Sounds good.
So 5, 6, 4. So that's gonna be 10, 15 plus something.
+3. From the
+3.
To be 18.
18. So he has 18 strength.
We're evenly matched.
Perfect. He crits you.
Ooh.
All right. Sir K, though, is known for his modesty.
I'm not going to let him be that modest. He's like,
no.
phenomenal.
Yes, but he makes you look good. But you know that he made you look good in this moment. You know what I mean? Where like he
Yeah.
lets you get down there, like you're kind of winning, and it's kind of an even match, right? Like, but he does it in a way that like it's almost like wrestling. Like he know, like you know the move that he's doing for you, and everyone believes it. Like that's how good he is. But you're like, oh shit,
he's jobbed for you.
Yeah. He just did your job. Yeah. And at the end, when everyone's cheering for him or whatever, he also brings you up, right? To be like, to the great challenger, though.
You're too modest by half, Sir Kay. That was phenomenal.
No, please, Earl. I want you to know that Sir Gorthrin. He's round table material. So
and you go, Gorthrin. I'm curious how Gorthrin takes this because he.
Yeah, I want to know how you take this because he has definitely he's made you look good even in failure.
Yeah, like there's no shame in the failure, right?
Yeah.
This is Sir Kay. It's not like some pipsqueak just came out of nowhere. So the failure is not what I'm curious about here. It's Sir Kay's comments and how he treats it afterwards.
Yeah.
Because Gorthrin is not a modest person.
Yes. Yeah, and he's genuine about it. That's the best part about Sir Kay, is that he's genuinely letting you share this glory.
Gorthrin's eat it up. He loves this kind of thing. Yeah.
So you want to test pride? Is that?
I think I'm gonna test pride and pride versus modest or.
No, I think you just test pride because if you fail your pride, then you're not going to be. You don't act differently out of it, right? Well, all right.
Sir Kay said.
Check it.
You heard it. You heard it from him. He knows Arthur all his life. He's known him.
Yeah. That's like if you fucking announce it to the party, be like, Sir Kay said.
I got the right.
Everybody. That's incredible, dude. That's absolutely incredible.
You're like bringing a notary over, be like,
my new friend, Sir Kay.
Real quick, sign this.
Yep.
You're gonna do the thing.
Is there a bishop in the house? Everybody witnessed that?
Can I call you Kay? Just Kay. So me and Kay were hanging out. You instantly
heats it up. Heats it up.
Love it. Okay, that's so awesome. Yeah, exactly. You're probably you're like a Boolean. Like you're literally radiating happiness and like pride. Like it's me, man. Like it's the best. You feel so good even in loss. It's okay. That's brilliant. Absolutely great. Okay.
Another fucking host card. And
one day
again,
leave you alone.
There's the Earl.
I love this because it's just Acewin being swarmed by women. Yep. Right? A lady's favor, a lady of the night, and then the host is like, "What do you think about this lady?"
Oh my god! He asked you. So, tell me about love and your family and how to make time for your spouse. Also, who do you think? What do you think of her?
Yeah.
That's the. So it is also late in the face, late in the feast. So of course the Earls. But yeah, the question.
Yeah. I'm because it's a feast host card. I'm obligated to take it, but it has absolutely no mechanical effect because I'm married and so are all the player knights.
Yeah.
Do I get a check for generous if I sort of refer her to?
You would pass it on to a different knight, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Just a non-player knight.
Ooh, hold on. Do I have an unmarried relative? No, I think Wolfius is married already.
Yeah, Wolfius got married a couple years ago.
Yeah, Glessic is married. Bra the Bastard. Ooh, I have Gareth's cousin, Ewain. I don't know if she got married.
I think Ewain's a widow. I could be wrong. Let me check.
I don't have that she was ever married, but I may have just forgotten to put it down.
Wayne, Garrett's cousin. No, not married. Not even widow.
She's old though. She was born the same year as Gareth.
Yeah.
So Okay, yeah, then you know what? I wouldn't farm a wreck out to my own family. Then I think I would try and make a recommendation for one of my vassal knights.
Yeah, one of your vassal knights. Hell, even like one of your old squires, right? That like, like anybody that would be, like someone you know that'd be good.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of my manors, the one that the vassal knight keeps dying and I have to replace, right? Moriad, the one I gave to Moriad, and then he died, and then I think Ferumbris took over, and then he eventually died.
So Warani also died. Like everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll farm that recommendation off to one of my vassal knights, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I actually don't know who that is. We
have been really bad about like keeping track and naming my vassals, because I have like 4.
By we you mean me, but yes.
All right, I wasn't gonna say it. You said it, so
yeah. Let me
say it.
Let me make a note to fix. I will have that fixed. But I mean, this year, so.
Generous gets trust. Ooh, good. Generous is one of the ones I'm working on. If it gets one more point, it becomes a notable. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I think Generous is my second highest, next to Just and Valorous are both 16, and then Generous is the next highest.
Your wife does say you're a generous lover. So.
We've both gotten very generous characters.
Such a generous lover that I got you another lover.
Awesome.
Oh,
right.
2 great deeds.
Oh,
I got 2 of the same cards. They got about 4 cards.
You have 2 pairs.
I don't know, Jim. It feels like the cards are telling you something.
Trying to tell me something. Yeah.
I think this feast is a lot about your ego.
Yeah,
it sure is. Yeah. All right, let's tempt fate again.
Look, what's bigger, your ego or your appetite? Which card?
Let's go for it and go great deeds. Modest versus proud. Ooh, Pride one's got to roll orate.
I mean, this makes sense. Like this is again coming off of the Circase thing where there's still kind of a crowd, and you're like, no, listen, he is this good. And Circase like, tell us about your deeds, man.
Yeah, tell us about that time you split that guy with a mace.
Like he starts telling you, like Circase starts like he sets you up for the story. He's like, actually, you know what? He can tell it better himself. And like gives you this, hands the mic to you.
It's a big win for him too. Gorthrin's kind of a huge guy.
Yeah,
like for him to win, just like, listen, this guy's no joke.
And the truth is that like Circase origins, he's a fucking nobody from the Forest Sauvage. You know what I mean? Like he's nothing. And now that he's been promoted into this thing, he just remains humble. It's just that's his bag.
Yeah.
Love K. Good guy.
Good guy.
So.
All right. So proud. And then get it. All right, no fumbles.
That's good, but no success either.
Yeah, nothing noteworthy. Gordon's like, I have to talk about myself now. And these
just tell a story that's not interesting. Yeah.
Who gives it?
Yep. So you don't even get to orate, or maybe or maybe was like, no, Cirque, like you tell it best. We want to hear it from you. And there's that part where he kind of ends up taking the credit from music.
Yeah.
Or like bails out your story from being bad.
Or bails it out. Yeah. Gordon goes off in the weeds about something
about astrological cakes.
You kind of miss the prompt and like tell a story about, they're like, oh, that reminds me of this other thing that happened to someone one time. It's like, hey, we're asking about you, but all right.
Yeah, man. So love it.
Nice.
Okay.
Right. Quick and simple. Okay. God, another fucking host card.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
It's like, oh man,
this is why you don't
play Minesweeper.
This is why Cirque has been spending so much time with Gorthrin, because Rofus won't leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. Oh my god, is he just trying to be friends with me or some shit? He's like,
I think he
want
is.
to go hunting now?
Yeah. Oh my god. Normally I'd ask Gorthrin, but he's busy with Cirque.
He's busy over there.
Has Acewin like accidentally been negging Rufus by like not
Yeah.
caring about the political scene like
Right.
Gareth did.
Remember when he
Like-
gave you those hunters that you had to pay for the whole time? Yeah. So this must be related.
All right, yeah. Acerwin will go hunting. And I'm guessing Gorthrin's gonna go. Gorthrin hears it from across the room. It's like hunting.
Wait, he's
Yeah,
like
okay.
he's like he stops his story mid story. Wait, someone's trying to hunt. And like leaves.
I heard the sound
Love
of
it.
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hang
the
on a
other ones. The other cards weren't super interesting, so that's fine.
You show up in your flannel and your vest. Are we hunting? I heard we're hunting. I got the beers. I got the natty in the cooler. Where are we going? We doing it?
Boys.
All right. Yeah.
Love it. Love
So
it.
it's a free agree to join the hunt. So yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, I love that. So before Sir K can do his job and we're gonna go for a hunt. So everyone gets to hunt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Get a check to hunting. I'm
Mhm.
almost not bad at hunting. Almost.
Almost. But a lot of years.
Break the family curse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Showing up last, lost, hurt to every face. Every time. Just like imagine your life. Like every time you go on your horse, you're going out, you get lost. Like, I ain't gonna miss the fucking first course. Like every time. I love those mashed potatoes, man. They're always cold.
Yeah.
It's just
Nice.
your lot is to cross you bear. Okay.
Yeah.
Good time.
Before the feast is over, Gorthrin does want to let the Earl know something.
Okay.
If there's time. He basically wants to impart on the Earl that if the Earl were to make time to visit King Godwin,
Mhm.
like soon, that the king is young and impressionable, and the Earl could like lay the foundation for strengthening that relationship. Like if the Earl just made an appearance and made a good impression, then Gorthrin thinks it would really pay off with the king because of just his youth, you know. Putting that in the Earl's ear.
Yeah.
If you can find time to do it, it would really be a good.
So here's the problem. So I love that you suggest this because he's going to take your suggestion to heart, but he's also going to take Acewin's suggestion about finding time and delegating to heart, and so he's going to send someone else in his stead.
Oh, Earl.
I haven't determined which one yet gets to go, but yes, you're the receiver of foreign emissaries and not really the one who's supposed to go out as much. So like he won't nominate you, and he wants to give someone else the opportunity.
I've already been. I don't need to go twice.
Yeah. Even though you are like the obvious choice, he's like, nah, I'll pick someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, somebody with a bit more august personage.
Mm-hmm. All right then. Cool. So the feast is going to wrap up, and then the TV show is going to go to a quick break. When it comes back, there's an establishing shot. There's no actual break. There's just me doing a bad joke. There's a kind of a wide establishing shot of Salisbury with several clouds of black smoke burning on it because you all are being raided. Surprise! All right, from everybody. There's probably like the first thing you hear is like this over the shot is like the people coming to Sarum. It's like Saxon sire, more than we've ever seen, and you're raided. That is you're gonna be rolling 3 things: siege plus your defensive value, valorous, and sword. And again, successes on these earn you checks. Crit will earn you 10 glory, and fumbling means things can be bad in terms of wounds or aging kind of stuff.
Yeah. So this is for everybody. They're like all across the
so both of you are doing this. Yeah, pretty much the county is on right now.
What is Tilshead's defensive value?
That's a good question. 10? Does that sound low? It should be higher than your manners.
Yeah, because it's like
I think it's
5 for the ditch and palisade alone.
Yeah, it starts at 5.
It's a fortified city. So like there's a keep in the city.
Oh, Tilshead. I was still thinking of
I know I made that mistake.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's 10. I don't know what it should be, but it should be higher than a typical manor.
Okay, yeah. Bonus.
And mine, I know, is 5 plus the tower, which I think is 3.
So yes, it's 8.
So I get 8. So I have an auto success because my siege is good. 15. Yeah.
Ooh,
that's a
siege.
That's a crit for your siege. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, that's a fumble. He only has a 6 for siege.
Okay, you rolled an 8. Okay. Even Colin, and whenever you have the benefit of like rolling over a 20, you still never get a crit. No, I don't think you've ever. Never do. You literally never do it.
Why would I?
No.
I only had like plus 7 to that.
All right. Oof. I need you to roll a d4 for me, Jim. A 3 is a major failure. Okay. That's not good. You're gonna need to roll it. You're gonna need to roll a d6 for me. This will determine the type of failure.
6.
A 6 is an age roll.
Okay.
Oh.
You sure?
A 9 I think might reduce by 1 by 1.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like 1 stat. Yeah,
I think it's 1 stat. A 9. Colin, do you have this memorized yet?
I've got it.
Okay.
You think, but no. Each time I have to do it, I just assume it's the last time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I've got the.
Oh yeah.
No.
I do love it.
Oh, the hunt. People were asking about the hunt. The hunt was off screen. There was no. Yeah. Everyone earned the check who went on it. It wasn't. It went swimmingly.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like as long as you agree to go, you get the check.
I'm gonna roll hunt to see.
That's
just to see if the curse hits and I fumble it.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. All right.
So yeah, I just won, and then
just imagine Acewin like one of the dog, like just tearing hell after a dog, being like, "Oh, this dog is onto some scent," and eventually finding out it was not one of the hunting dogs, and she was just chasing a random dog through the woods.
I love that. Oops.
Okay, so yeah, so he got his Gorthman's con drops by 1.
Okay.
So that's that's indicative of like a major wound that he took.
That's exactly the idea.
Yeah. No, I bet it's bad. Like he doesn't have his retinue, so he has no subordinates.
Yeah.
No telling how many of his foot soldiers last year he lost in that push, right? Like they don't ride with him, but they're and he's been gone for the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if you want to lean into it or not either, but also like maybe it's a little bit of the yips. Like it's a little bit that you're kind of doubting yourself after your battle and
shit about
hurting people and sieges, and then you're at like so you're like overthinking it, and like your odds are stacked against you, and it's just not how you like to play, right? No, you're just literally like all in. I got this as your normal strategy, and
it's the completely different kind of warfare than Gorthman's used to.
Yeah,
he can't be on his horse charging in. He's got a command.
What do you mean hold?
What do you mean stay here?
Yeah,
like what? I have to keep my wits about me to order you around. I can't just lose myself in the fight.
Yeah.
No, it makes it's that's bad.
I love that Acewin basically has the skill set that Gorthrin needs for one of his vassals to have. I've got Siege 15. You did catch up with the with intrigue, but like courtesy 15, like I am so well positioned to be an advisor to someone in Gorthrin's position.
Yeah.
Not without notice. But I do believe when we look at the historical record, Meritocracy, not a thing ever. So
yeah, the skills that are good to get you here are not the ones you need to actually do the job.
No, the most important skill in the entire game is your appearance. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Everything else, it's fine. Okay, so that was the only fumble.
Yeah.
I failed sword, but that was it.
Yeah.
So close to a crit. So close.
Yeah. Failing's okay. It's only the fumbles that are the bad ones. And your successes earned you your checks. But okay. Yeah, and so this is even before like we're able to call muster or anything like that, right?
Yeah. This they're like they're like all over. They're just like,
yeah.
There must be like just bands of them all around.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem.
Okay.
It's
not like they take Tail's head; they raid it,
right? And yeah, exactly. And we kind of have a shot of Sir Kay coming back with like his retinue. He's like covered in mud and shit, being like, "I gotta go to Arthur," and like, you know what I mean? And like that's it. That's
Gorthrin with an arrow sticking out of his unarmored torso. Yeah, good idea.
And like this is bad. And yeah, so news reaches Arthur of the betrayal, and the raids against Silchester and Salisbury are pretty much all over like Mercia and like the southern parts of his kingdoms, and he's livid. Arthur has to write to Ban and Boris and being like, "Sorry, man, I got to deal with this." When you all like, we're gonna fast forward a little bit too. When you all are arriving to the like, or basically waiting for Arthur's forces, and like you're kind of like mustering up to not exactly Carlion, but like Bath, you know, like kind of on the way. Like that's pretty much as far as you can kind of get. Like he's like, "I'll meet you. I'm coming to you." You know what I mean? Yeah. When you're arriving, like you're hearing the reports that Arthur murdered all the hostages. That they're just crucified Saxons, like leaving Carlion. He is mad. He's big mad.
Yeah. He crucified him?
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Go Arthur.
For their loss. For their lies, their betrayal.
Yeah. No, yeah. All right.
There is this, yeah. It's to send a message. Not just to the Saxons, but to everyone, is that this is it. This ends today. It ends now.
Yeah.
That this is like, I'm not dealing with Saxons anymore. I'm done with it. And it's gonna end. And
I think Colin the player is like, that's fucked up. But I think Acewin, and certainly within the context of the game, Acewin with the just of 16 is like, yeah, good. Like that is literal justice, right? The whole point of the hostages is to do this. So it is just to do that. It may not be merciful, right? It's not merciful. It may even be cruel, but it is also just.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Oof. All right, go Arthur.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but it's exactly it is what is required, according to Arthur.
Yeah, according to like the literal rules of the society we've set up, like they said, here are the hostages. Go ahead and kill them if we don't follow word. And then they didn't follow their word.
Yeah,
like
they sent them to their deaths.
Yep.
In a way, I think it's so much more insulting to just not only to not keep your word, but to have given over the hostages, because it's saying like, either you don't care about them, or I don't believe you're going to do it.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
that's why he also did it. And that he's like, the Saxon, like the boy king, he's not going to do it. He doesn't have it in him. Right? He's too good. That's all I hear about him is how just and good he is.
But he's doing like the most involved and extensive method of execution as well. He could have just cut their heads off.
Yeah.
But he said like, no, we're going to post them up and have them die to the elements.
Yeah.
Like that's a message that you send the others. Yeah.
You know,
he could have just drowned them or cut their heads.
Over.
Like there's a lot easier way to
do
it.
Yeah. No, it's over. And Arthur's forces say one land, one king. That's anyways, yeah.
More than anything, I think the message is, I'm not the boy king.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the act of a boy.
Exactly. And
all right.
Yeah. This is also the first time we see the the new helmet that Arthur has, rather than just his Timothy Chalamet hair dangling out. He's ready. Right? We unlocked a new skin today.
Yeah.
518 battles, Arthur skin, legendary skin. Yeah. So, you all are going to be
season pass.
You all are going to be marching into Silchester. So you're pretty much going to be following like the northern part of Salisbury, like down. Your whole force, you're going to be fighting like through like the Marble Downs, or not fighting, but you're marching through like the Marble Downs, basically like right above that Ambrosius's dike, like pretty much like going right to Silchester that way.
Yep.
And
how many times have we gone to Silchester? I feel like we're always marching to Silchester.
Yeah, it's true. You're either going to Silchester or you're going a little bit north. Like that's it's just they're centrally located spots, and it turns and getting people to go anywhere further than that is impossible in a year. That's kind of the gist of it.
So he's like massing them in the western part of Silchester to push east.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's it. And basically the idea of marching your forces in the open is also to tell the Saxons, like, here I am, dude. Fucking meet me.
Come get me.
I'm not trying to hide. Like, so he's like, I'm coming. Meet me wherever you want. Like anywhere. Basically it's saying I will fight you anywhere on these battles from here to there. I'm ready. And that's what he's saying to him. And
I'm ready. Let's fucking do this.
The Saxons, and to give you an idea, everyone is answering the call. You are marching in the largest host Arthur could ever call. He has set out like all hands on deck situation. Again, this ends today. There will be one land and one king.
Yeah.
You know who couldn't get everyone to join his muster? Fucking Uther.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to juxtapose that, and also everyone's
one land, one king.
And
let's do it.
You've never seen more armored knights in your life. You think this is the host of heaven? You know what I mean? Like there is no other if ands or like you've never seen this many troops. You're marshaling 15,000 men, right? 5,000 knights. It is the biggest army, ever.
So that is huge.
Yes.
For like most battles are like a few hundred or maybe a few thousand aside. This is huge.
And Arthur's like, where there will be a price paid, but I want everyone to know. I want everyone to remember, like, you were here, this year. This is when we had the Saxons.
When we first went to Karlianask, right? When he like the rebellion, right? The boy king and his few we were the few supporters, right? We were the few.
Yeah.
And we were up against King Lot, right? Who had a shit ton of dudes behind him.
100.
That was a different feeling than this. This is, now like one land, one king. It's no longer we happy few, we're the special little knights. It's like, no, we are part of a great kingdom that is finally coming together.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is the first time the Great Kingdom has come together and seen it like fully. Like this is literally the entire might of Arthur. There's nothing else. There's nothing else in reserves. There's nowhere else. It's all here.
One land, one king.
One land, yeah, and like everyone in I just picture just the marching in unison, just that many people. Like how, just the logistics of getting so many people together across a country, all united in one purpose, is like terrifying to me. But it's like this is it, yeah.
To be ready to fight. Yeah, that it's not a shit
Colin, the player, is like, man, this bald-faced nationalism kind of gives me pause.
Yeah,
Acewin is like wearing the team jersey, definitely like all on board.
Oh yeah,
Acewin's about it.
Exactly. Right?
Colin is like, I don't like one land, one king as a motto. It echoes some very uncomfortable other mottos.
Yes,
it's
also incredibly England for English. Yeah, it's incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, literally though. This is exactly the kind of part of Arthuriana that I think modern like English nationalists latch onto.
Yeah,
this is exactly right. The whole idea of like marching to kick these dirty Saxons off English soil. Sure. It's like,
well, these people have been here for like 100 years already.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a fun fantasy.
Yeah,
it is. I just wanted to recognize that it is a fantasy.
Also, a little weird. Arthur isn't bearing a cross, but he brought a cross. He brought a big ass cross, basically being like, "I'm going to crucify the army." That's like a big thing, right? And that's
awesome.
Yeah. Like,
okay, Arthur.
This is for the king, baby. Like, I brought it especially for you.
He's
like,
pulling himself a Charlemagne.
Yeah. Like, give me. Yeah. No, exactly. Like, he's like, no, give me your Brett Walda. Like, I don't know. I don't care. Is it Sheldrick again? Like, I don't care. Give me your imposter. We're done. This ends to this is literally what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah. You made me kill all those hostages, and hostages as in children.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Baby boy, like 7-year-old fucking princes.
Yeah. These people's kids.
Yeah.
It's
let's fight them.
It's over.
Let's do it.
So he is incredibly capital B, capital M, big mad. So we're doing it. He's like, we're lifting the siege of Silchester.
Yeah.
Let's go. So it's the biggest army again. And then that's when his scouts start coming back, saying like, you're marching through here. You're hitting their screening elements pretty much until you get to Silchester, especially considering your raids and stuff like that, right? But it's not until the scouts see the full host, and that's when you hear you're outnumbered, 3-1, 2-1.
Yeah,
we're outnumbered.
Yeah, the biggest army that's ever been marched is outnumbered.
Fuck me.
Yeah. So they've got 30,000.
They have at least 30,000 troops. Yeah.
At least.
It's
2-1,
never
3-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, like
between 30 and 45,000.
No one's counting. It's just like
no. But I love it. This is what was the equivalent for Gareth and Irwin? What was our first battle like this for Gareth and Irwin?
I want to say there was one where there was like 5,000 or 6,000 aside.
Yeah.
There were a few where there was like 5,000 or 6,000 aside. Those were the big ones. Like,
yeah,
it was after Mirkrid. It was sort of early on. Yeah.
Mirkrid was a couple thousand.
Yeah,
maybe like 10,000 total forces.
Yeah.
There was St. Albans was huge.
Yeah,
St. Albans was huge.
Was probably the biggest one.
That's probably the closest in recent memory of a battle that would rival whatever's going on.
But like I know that just from a perspective of our characters, like hearing that the enemy has 30,000 is also, it's like, that's a lot, but it's also sort of like to our advantage because they have to come to us.
Yep.
They got to feed all those people. They got to keep all those people. They got to keep all those individual warriors. Like, hey, don't go back to your farm, please. You stay with us. Yeah. So like, there's. It's not like all bad news. We can.
Yep. And especially with
choose where we fight them at least.
Yeah, Arthur has done a great job of provoking them as well. So we have an army that has a logistical nightmare that it needs to resolve ASAP, and also a huge fucking gauntlet thrown down. And on our side, I mean, if the idea is to like make this conclusive, good. All the Saxons are here.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly what they do. Why they're here. They're like, okay,
this is all cards on the table, man. That's what this is.
That's what both.
Everyone's
sides
all in. Everyone's all in before the river or the run. It's just we all saw the flop. Both sides went all in, and now
committed.
Now it's just we're seeing those last two cards.
Exactly.
That's exactly what this is.
Right.
All right.
I think then.
Shit. Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You're going to be fighting outside of Silchester, a little bit north of the Enborn River, between the Enborn River and the Kennet River, kind of where it meets. So a little bit outside of Silchester, and that is where Arthur has decided will be the first battle, or the final clash, So, I think I'm going to probably then end the session here today, so we can do the full battle.
Good.
Next one, okay?
Yeah, it's good. I can't play late today.
Yeah, no problem.
Same. So perfect.
This is just so you guys know, this is good. This is like one of the most seminal events in Arthurian history. You're about to embark on. This is Baden Hill.
Okay,
I thought so. Yeah.
For a hot second, I was like, "Oh shit, is this Baden Hill?"
This is sounds
like
it. Yeah.
Right. I thought it was later. This crept up on me. Up on me.
Yeah, I know you guys would enjoy it, but also I didn't want to Yeah.
No, we're not rushing this. We're savoring it.
Exactly. That's exactly the
aerate
point.
it.
Yeah,
get a good mouth feel going.
Get the tannins moving in the glass. Yeah, exactly. We're savoring it. Exactly. I wanted to make the pacing feel right for what it felt like, and the stakes come down.
Yeah,
for the way real. Like the darkening of the storm clouds and like before the storm. Like it should.
These angles have some real cojones on them for their actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they've got a Brett Walda, they've got him.
Right? They got 30K. That's a lot of confidence. That is a lot of confidence.
So,
yeah,
good stuff.
He has everything to prove. Both sides have everything to prove. Yep. This Brett Walda goes back on his word, and then Arthur calls his bluff, and now Brett Walda's got to be like, no,
justify that.
I have to justify the disrespect.
Yep, and obviously,
Brett Walda wins. It makes it all worth it.
Yeah, well, the Brett Walda, he has an easy marketing ploy where it's like Arthur just killed all these hostages because he's a savage, like
yeah.
So like he either wins because he proves that he's a baby and can't do it, or B, he does it and he's a criminal. You know what I mean? Like he's not worth, and he does. All your youngest sons are dead now, like.
And that's why the hostage thing works so well.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's why it works so well. Because for the most part, you're like, I can't like kill these children especially it's like if we kept those wards for a while, those would be you lived with those people for a year. Yeah. There's a reason why it was such an effective, like, take my kids, I'll behave, and it worked, but not now.
No. That's why it's such a rare event. And this is a special time. This is going to be one of those things where throughout the rest of the campaign, be like, do you remember Baden Hill?
Yeah.
Like just So we're doing the full fucking battle rules. Like we're doing everything for this one. Okay. This is a battle that deserves the proper respect of like of a big battle. Okay.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Great, y'all. Good shit. Anything to call out? Any shout outs as we wrap up today?
For me, just writing a bunch. So I'll let you guys will know when that's done. Mostly writing for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, what are your guys' thoughts on the new like Blade Runner stuff coming out? The RPG, like Free League just keeps getting all these licenses. I just don't know how they get these licenses.
I didn't know that. So if they got Blade Runner and Aliens, are they combining the worlds like the theory
that everyone else wants? Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh geez, I hadn't even thought of that. Yeah.
I don't understand how like Free League has some connection with like movie theaters or the production companies,
clearly,
Lionsgate or something. It's like, how do you get these licenses? Like how do you get like the time of day? Like, it's just role playing games, man. It's like trying to talk to somebody and going like, hey, Lionsgate, who like clears $600 million a year. How would you like $50,000 in royalties? Like, why would I ever like waste a lawyer? Like my lawyer's cost to retainer to go over to review the contract is worth more than the money that you're going to get from the contract.
Yeah.
Like how, you know what I mean?
I think that, and then I think like, okay, well, there was I used to have the Men in Black box set RPG, the Indiana Jones, the Ghostbusters. So like, there's been times where
there was a run in
tie-in RPGs.
Yeah.
It has to be
when there was just you could do it.
Yep.
I always think, is there some marketing thing that's going to coincide, right? We had the Green Knight RPG that came out to support the Green Knight movie.
I never played it.
I heard mixed things. I read over the rules. They looked okay. They didn't look. I didn't see what about it was like really Green Knight. It was just kind of like knightish.
Sure, yeah. We figure a lot of these are heartbreakers.
Yeah. So I wonder is like, should we feel clever for thinking is some Blade Runner thing in the pipeline in like a year or two? And this is them like kind of drum up a little bit of brand familiarity.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good way of doing it. For what it's worth. I mean, it's not like going to be a super effective way. It's not like most of the people who watch movies play role-playing games. But
sure.
But
you can like
but I think the reverse is true.
Yeah.
I think the RPG players who get invested in an RPG are going to be invested in the world, and that's going to drive them to the movie theater.
Imagine, like I said this when the new Cyberpunk 2077 came out, like the video game part. I was like, it's just missed a huge opportunity for Cyberpunk Red to like create like a prequel adventure to like some of the stuff happening in the show. Like, what if you were doing some of the stuff that the Johnny Rocker guy was doing or whatever? It's like,
right.
And it's had like a couple of mini scenarios of that are alluded to in the game. There's like, oh, you want to know what that is? Well, you can actually go back and play it, like blah 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 in this game.
Stronger tie-ins.
And and like just a little like filler things like that, or like release a Blade Runner adventure for like a new Blade Runner, like that would be cool. Like just a little bit of like, this way you don't have to do the thing that's in the movie, but like you supplement it, like a visual novel or something like that that tells you a backstory or something like that. Only you can play it. How cool is that?
Well, you can play through it. I like that, because it's like I'm never gonna read the comic, the tie-in comic or whatever, but I might play a tie-in adventure.
Yeah, right. So
like,
anyway,
I had no idea they were doing that. I like the world of Blade Runner. I bet it's gonna be interesting, like from a world just lore perspective. Those kinds of products are fun. Like just reading the Aliens RPG, even if you're never going to play it, is just like fun, because you're sort of like, how did they travel across the star? Like, what are they doing, messing around on all these planets? You know.
I'm a big fan of Free League stuff. I do like their stuff. The Year Zero engine's pretty good.
If there's anybody who's going to make it, they're going to make it and do it justice.
So I'm glad it's that instead of 5th edition. You know what I mean? Like, so like let's I'm very thankful for that. I don't want to see Blade Runner 5e. No, I don't know. I think Colin is
level 20 replicant.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write the 5th edition adaptation that everyone and make just a bunch of money on. Yeah, I'm gonna make bank on drive-through.
The Voight comp skill challenge.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. There's a turtle upside down.
Right.
Yeah. Gain 1 Voight Kampf level. That's what I'll call the levels. Instead of character levels, they're Voight Kampf levels. They're completely mechanically unchanged, and there's no thematic connection between the mechanic and what's. But like, I'll just rename everything. Instead of charisma, you have Tears in the Rain.
I just like the day that I look up on my digital self, and there's a game written by you that's deliberately designed to frustrate and confound and just piss off the people that play it. It'll warm my heart.
Have you read any of the stuff I've designed? Have I not shared?
I want to see.
Have I not shared? Have I not shared Better Warlock and Better Fighter?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Better Fighter. Yeah. That's very good.
Better Fighter's my favorite homebrew design I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's an homage to every entry on D&D wiki.
Yeah. Oh wow. Well, okay, y'all. I don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for tuning in for the first half of 518. So we'll be back next week with the conclusion of the Bowden Hill. So that's cool. Yeah. See you then. Cheers.